Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dhakal. The top stories first. NCP leaders to hold further discussions before endorsing MCC agreement. Yesterday's meeting of top leaders ends inconclusively. PM Oli says balanced foreign policy is key to prosperity. PM believes Nepal can bridge the gap between the two neighbors. Encroachment of public land in Kathmandu rampant. Locals take initiative to return those lands. Partial truce kick-starts in Afghanistan since Saturday midnight. People dance to celebrate a reduction in violence. And Platini considers return to football after ban. The former French football star suspension expired last October. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste. And now the news in detail. The Secretariat meeting of the ruling Nepal Communist Party has decided to take appropriate steps regarding the Millennium Challenge Corporation grant of the USA after holding further discussions. The meeting held at Prime Minister's official residence in Baluatar yesterday ended inconclusively but decided to finalize the issue in the next meeting. Prime Minister KP Oli's press advisor Surya Thapa informed Janata Television that the next meeting of the NCP Secretariat will decide whether to endorse the MCC grant or not. Thapa further said that yesterday's meeting decided to revise a report on the MCC agreement prepared by a task force formed by the party.
प्रतिवेदनको मुख्य विवरण प्रस्तुत गर्ने काम भएको छ। यो प्रतिवेदनलाई भाषिक रूपमा अन्तिम सम्पादन गरेर त्यसलाई कार्यान्वयनका सन्दर्भमा आगामी बैठकहरुमा छलफल हुने।
Also raised the issue of Gokul Baskota seeking bribe in connection to the procurement of security printing press. The leaders were briefed that the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority and other government agencies have been investigating the case.
अख्तियार लगायतका निकायहरूले त्यस सन्दर्भमा थप अध्ययन गरिरहेको विषयमा पनि बैठकमा जानकारी गराउने काम भएको छ।
Prepared by the task force was submitted to Prime Minister KP Oli on Friday. A central committee meeting of the NCP had formed the task force headed by former Prime Minister Chalanath Khanal to study the MCC grant agreement more than 20 days ago. Other members of the task force were Foreign Minister Pradeep Gewali and NCP leader Bhim Rawal. Executive Chairman of the Nepal Communist Party, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, informed that Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has agreed to amend the MCC grant agreement. Dahal made such remarks during a function organized in Nawalpur district. Dahal said that Oli, who was earlier in favor of endorsing the agreement without any delay, has realized the need to revise the agreement. He further said that Prime Minister Oli told a US delegation on Thursday that the MCC agreement is not the Bible which cannot be amended. The task force formed by the NCP had submitted its report to the government on Friday, recommending it not to endorse the agreement in its current form. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has reiterated that a balanced approach on Nepal's foreign policy towards neighboring countries is the key to economic prosperity. PM Oli argued that Nepal can benefit from the two neighboring giants by bridging the gap between them instead of considering itself as a yam between two rocks, which he said suggests a negative connotation. He pointed out to the need of adopting a balanced, effective and cordial relationship with neighboring countries.
दुनियामा लगानी कहाँ गरौँ भन्ने लगानीकर्ताहरू पनि छन्। खाली हामीले त्यो सहयोगीहरूको सहयोग लिने, मित्रहरूको सहयोग लिने र लगानीकर्ताहरूलाई अनुकूल वातावरण र लगानी मैत्री वातावरण बनाउने, ताकि हाम्रो देशमा रोजगारीका अवसरहरू सिर्जना हुन सकुन्, उत्पादकत्व बढ्न सकोस्, देश आत्मनिर्भर बन्दै जान सकोस्।
In a different note, Prime Minister Oli said that the current government has been blacktopping 6 kilometers of road a day in an average and has already constructed 350 bridges in the last 2 years. He said that the country has made a giant stride in electricity generation while the savings have also increased.
दिनको लगभग 6 किलोमिटर बाटो कालोपत्री गरिरहेका छौँ। त्यो गतिको मात्रै कुरा गरेको। 300-350 पुल यो 2 वर्षमा बनेका छन्। तुइनहरू विस्थापित भएका छन्। ऊर्जा उत्पादनमा असाधारण तीव्रताका साथ वृद्धि भएको छ।
He also talked about people's supremacy while unveiling his book Vision of Action yesterday. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Oli is heading to his ancestral home in Terathum today to celebrate his 69th birthday. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The ruling Nepal Communist Party has said it will conduct an investigation into the leaked audio of the former Communication Minister Gokul Baskota. Minister Baskota had resigned from his post after an audio tape regarding the purchase of the security printing press was leaked last week. Although the purchase of securities printing press should have followed the G2G model, the release of the audio tape and the agreement without global tender has raised eyebrows even within the NCP. Dev Gurung, Chief Whip of NCP, said the Public Accounts Committee is currently investigating the issue. He also informed that the CIAA will conduct an independent investigation to identify if corruption was involved in the case.
यो अडियोको प्रकरण अगाडि आएको चाहिँ छ। त्यसकारणले गर्दाखेरि अब नीतिगत रूपले हेर्ने कुरा सार्वजनिक लेखा समितिले अथवा संसदको समितिले नीतिगत पक्षहरू बारेमा त अवश्य हेर्ने चाहिँ छ, तर कानुनी रूपले चाहिँ अब मन्त्रीज्यूबाट कति गल्ती भएको हो होइन अथवा चाहिँ भ्रष्टाचारी भएको हो होइन भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ कानुनी रूपले चाहिँ पुष्टि गर्ने कुराको बारेमा कानुनी छानबिनको जरुरी हुन्छ। कानुनी छानबिन भनेको मलाई लाग्छ अख्तियार दुरुपयोग निवारण आयोगकै प्रक्रियाबाट सायद सहज हुनेछ भन्ने लाग्छ।
Co-chair of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party Unified, Prakash Chandra Lohani, said the end of the old feudal system has been succeeded by a new pseudo-democratic feudal system. The release of the audio tape with regards to the issue of security printing press has raised questions about the involvement of other high-profile people in the case. Lohani has demanded for an in-depth investigation into the issue.
गोकुल बास्कोटा भनेको कुनै महत्त्वको मान्छे नै होइन भन्छु म त। जसले यसको इम्प्लिकेसन्सहरू आएको छ त्यो धेरै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ अहिले। तर यसलाई उपेक्षा गरेर बस्ने हो भने गणितीय रूपमा प्रधानमन्त्रीज्यूको बहुमत सरकारमा भए पनि नैतिक धरातलले नैतिक रूपमा उहाँले प्रधानमन्त्री भएर बस्न मिल्दैन।
He further added that the unfair agreement of the MCC must also be revised immediately. Encroachment of public lands within the valley has increased in recent times. Land mafia have been actively involved in encroaching such lands. However, with the effort of the local residents, a mechanism to initiate the process of returning back the encroached lands for public use has begun. Buildings constructed on the public land near the Bagmati River in Ward number 31 of Kathmandu Metropolis have been taken down by dozers in the presence of people's representatives. The land classified as public from the 1966 data of the survey department had been used for private purposes. The ward chair Narayan Prasad Bhandari said the decision to take down the structures erected on the public property came after the Supreme Court declared these lands as public.
सर्वोच्चले फैसला गरिदिइसकेको छ यो जग्गा सार्वजनिक हो भनेर तपाईको लगत सबै लगतमा केही पनि छैन उहाँहरुसँग लाल पूर्जा होला त्यो पनि थाहा छैन लाल पूर्जा पनि उहाँसँग 5 रुपैयाँ जान्छनको छ यो जग्गा 11 रुपैयाँ पनि हो उहाँले 11 रुपैयाँ दुई दाम 2 पैसा जग्गा चाहिँ हड्पेर खाइरहनु भएको थियो र उहाँहरुको नाउँमा चाहिँ 5 रुपैयाँ छ 6 रुपैयाँ 2 पैसा जग्गा चाहिँ यो नेपाल सरकारको अहिले जति हामीले गर्न आइरा छौं यो 6 रुपैयाँ 2 पैसा जग्गा हो.
Informed that various awareness campaigns will be organized to initiate the use of these public lands for public purposes. The local of the area, Ambar Bahadur Kotwal, said if the government becomes committed to protect its public properties, many such encroached land can be taken back from the hands of the land mafia.
र यहाँ हामी घोडा लिएर दौडिन्थ्यौं अनि यस बेलामा चाहिँ यो जम्मै यो जग्गा चाहिँ खोलाले छोड्दै छोड्दै गएको कि जति छोड्दै गयो त्यो चाहिँ त्यो लाल पूर्जामा भएको मान्छेले चाहिँ त्यो छेउकोले पेल्दै पेल्दै आयो त्यो लाल पूर्जामा उसमा छैन.
The government's move to take back its land from the land mafia has been welcomed by the public. And now the news from the economic front. Nepal Airlines Corporation is all set to halt its Osaka flights from February 27, as the national flag carrier is preparing to begin flight operations to Narita International Airport from March 2nd. The national flag carrier has decided to halt Osaka flights completely. NAC has stated that flights to Narita are economically more viable than those to Osaka. Archana Khadka, spokesperson of NAC, said that Osaka flights were being operated on an average occupancy, hence the destination is not economically viable for the airlines. NAC had started flight operations to Osaka from August 29 last year. As Narita is comparatively closer to the destinations where a majority of Nepalese reside, NAC expects the new service to especially benefit the Nepalese working and studying in Japan, Khadka added. NAC has set Rs 73,000 for a round-trip ticket and 37,000 for a one-way ticket for the Kathmandu-Narita route. As per NAC, the fare might be changed in the future. Flights on the Kathmandu-Narita route will be operated thrice a week, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Meanwhile, NAC's plan to start flights to China have been put on hold for the moment due to the coronavirus outbreak. Earlier, the national flag carrier had announced it would begin flights in Kathmandu-Guangzhou route from March the 15th. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. A partial truce marking a potential turning point in Afghanistan's grueling war appeared to be holding Saturday, with only isolated attacks threatening to mar a process that drew jubilant civilians across the shattered country onto the streets to celebrate, AFP reported. The Taliban, US and Afghan forces have all agreed to a so-called reduction in violence, marking only the second lull in fighting since the US-led invasion of 2001. It is the first morning that I go out without the fear of being killed by a bomb or suicide bomber. I hope it continues forever, AFP quoted Kabul taxi driver Habibullah as saying. In other parts of the country, people danced in the streets after the truce kicked in at midnight. However, in Balkh province in the north, Taliban fighters attacked a district headquarters near the provincial capital of Mazar-e-Sharif, killing 2 Afghan soldiers, a local official told AFP. There were also reports of a separate incident in central Uruzgan province. General Scott Miller, who leads US and NATO forces in Afghanistan, did not directly address these incidents but stressed that Western forces would continually monitor the situation. A 20-year-old Chinese woman from Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak, traveled 400 miles north to Anyang, where she infected 5 relatives without ever showing signs of infection, Reuters reported, citing Chinese scientists. This case offers new evidence that the virus can be spread asymptomatically. The case study, published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, offered clues about how the coronavirus is spreading and suggested why it may be difficult to stop. Scientists have been asking if you can have this infection and not be ill. The answer is apparently yes, said Dr. William Schaffner, an infectious disease expert at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, who was not involved in the study. China has reported a total of 75,567 cases of the virus known as COVID-19 to the WHO, including 2,239 deaths. The virus has already spread to 26 countries and territories outside of mainland China. Researchers have reported sporadic accounts of individuals without any symptoms spreading the virus. Scientists in the study said if the findings are replicated, the prevention of COVID-19 infection could prove challenging. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Michel Platini recently revealed that he is considering a return to football as the former UEFA president bids to restore his tarnished reputation following his ban from the game, AFP reported. Platini was banned for 4 years from football and had to quit UEFA after being found to have taken a $2 million payment from the then FIFA president Sepp Blatter in 2011. The 64-year-old, who lost the chance to stand for the presidency of global governing body FIFA as a result of his suspension, is still fighting to clear his name in the European Court of Human Rights. But his ban, which was twice reduced from 8 and then 6 years following earlier appeals, expired in October, and Platini hopes to get back into football politics, according to an interview the former France star gave to British newspaper The Times. Kane Williamson and Ross Taylor combined to ensure New Zealand held a first innings lead in the first test against India in Wellington on Saturday, but the advantage was not overwhelming. India stayed in the hunt with 3 wickets in the final session, including Williamson for 89 and Taylor for 44, and the wicket was showing early signs of taking spin. Williamson and Taylor's 93-run stand for the 3rd wicket was enough to lift New Zealand from 73 for 2 to be ahead of India's 165 before the tourist fights back. When bad light brought an early end to the day, New Zealand was 216 for 5 to lead by 51. Ishant Sharma, coming back from an injury and struggling with jet lag after arriving in New Zealand 4 days ago, was the pick of the Indian bowlers with 3 of 31 of 15 overs. However, with the initial green cover fading from the wicket, there were early signs of spin which could impact on New Zealand batting last at the Basin Reserve. English Premier League defending champions Manchester City won a hard-fought victory over Leicester City yesterday. Brazilian Gabriel Jesus scored in the 80th minute as City defeated Leicester by a solitary goal. Leicester City should have taken the lead through Jamie Vardy as he struck the post in the first half at the King Power Stadium. The game looked destined for a draw when City's star striker Sergio Aguero's penalty was saved by Kasper Schmeichel in the second half. However, a neatly tucked finish from the Brazilian gave Manchester City all 3 points. In another match, Chelsea solidified their fourth position by defeating Tottenham Hotspurs by 2-0. Goals from Olivier Giroud and Marcos Alonso on either side of the break gave Chelsea an important win in the race for the Champions League spot. The win takes Chelsea to 44 points, 4 clear of Spurs. Manchester City are on 57 points, 19 behind leaders Liverpool, who have a game in hand. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. NCP leaders to hold further discussions before endorsing MCC agreement. Yesterday's meeting of top leaders ends inconclusively. PM Oli says balanced foreign policy is key to prosperity. PM believes Nepal can bridge the gap between the two neighbors. Encroachment of public land in Kathmandu rampant. Locals take initiative to return those lands. Partial truce kick-starts in Afghanistan since Saturday midnight. People dance to celebrate a reduction in violence. And Platini considers return to football after ban. The former French football star suspension expired last October. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.